So we have looked at performing valuations using earnings multiples, and we are now going to look at market price multiples. Now, market price multiples can be used if it's easier to predict sales instead of earnings. So you'll see in our calculations we are going to use sales instead of using earnings. So for example, if we have a relatively new company and they don't yet have an earnings history, then we can use sales information. Or they might be making losses that are considered to be temporary in nature. So if they're making a loss, we can't use earnings, because if you go back to the criteria for earnings, your future earnings must be maintainable and positive. So in a situation like that, we can also use sales instead of earnings. Market price multiples are also commonly used as a reasonability test. So the first market price multiple we are going to look at is the price to sales multiple. So this is very similar to your price earnings multiple, but instead of dividing by earnings, you are just dividing by sales or your revenue. But we are still using the market value of equity in our calculation. And as I just discussed with you, this multiple is used if we are valuing a new company which is not yet profitable, or if we have a company that has incurred losses that are considered to be temporary in nature. Because if this is the case, we can't use earnings, so we won't be able to perform the valuation using a price earnings multiple. Instead, we can use a price sales multiple. Let's look at the example just below. Bailey Pty Limited, so this is obviously a private unlisted company, earned revenue of 1.5 million during the year ended 30 June 20X6, and they have forecast revenue for the year ended 30 June 20X7 to be 1.8 million. Then I've given you information relating to a similar listed company, their forecast revenue for the next 12 months, and their market capitalization. Remember, market capitalization is just the value of equity, and that is the value at the 30th of June 20X6. So first, we are going to start by calculating the price sales multiple for the similar listed company. So we take their price or the value of equity and we divide by their revenue, and we get a multiple of 2.5. Now, please note this is going to be a forward or a future multiple because we are using forecast revenue in the calculation. And you know, when performing valuations using multiples, being consistent is very important. So if the multiple is a forward multiple based on forecast revenue, when I'm trying to calculate the value for Bailey Pty Limited, I'm not going to use their revenue for the current year, but instead I'm going to use their forecast revenue for the next year. So once again, if we assume that there are no entity level differences between the companies, then we can use the same multiple that we have for the listed company in order to value the private unlisted company. How do we calculate our value? We take the forecast revenue, we multiply it by our multiple, and we get the value. And please note, I used equity when I was calculating the multiple for the similar listed company. So that means this answer is the fair market value of equity. Now, one disadvantage of a price sales multiple is when we have companies with different capital structures, the usefulness of this multiple is reduced. And the reason for that is because the numerator only takes equity into account. So to overcome this limitation, instead of calculating the price sales multiple, we can calculate market value of invested capital over sales, because now we are not only including equity in our numerator, but we are using the market value of invested capital, which includes both debt and equity. So you can see this is similar to the price sales multiple. However, because it considers both debt and equity, it has the benefit of lower sensitivity to differences in capital structure. Then the last market price multiple that we need to look at is the price to book multiple. So we are comparing the market value of equity to the book value of equity. And obviously you want this multiple to be as high as possible, because that shows that shareholders are willing to pay more for the shares in this company compared to the book value. So you can also see just below, this is very similar to the PE multiple in that it also gives us an indication of the market's perception of the entity. If we have a high growth entity, you will have a higher price to book multiple. Because if we have a higher growth entity, shareholders will be prepared to pay more when they buy shares in the company. So the market value of equity will increase, causing the multiple to increase.